what is happening in the world today, of course, I've never read anything like this, neither in history nor even in science fiction novels. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of transgender people in what is called lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. Dozens of organizations, thousands of hidden chats, and one goal. One goal: to kill because someone has a different opinion. How are they different? How are they not killers? These fighters for tolerance? Well, tolerance, I hope you know what that is, means being accepting of other people's opinions, behaviors, different beliefs, and so on. So these fighters for tolerance are preparing to kill everyone who says something different from what they say. We demand tolerance for ourselves, and if you don't give it to us, we'll kill you. The class is made up of the most tolerant people in the world: homosexuals, lesbians, dry queens, wet queers, intersex people, bisexuals, asexuals, trisexuals. And I don't know if there are four-sexuals, but if not, they'll definitely make them up. Don't miss a single second of this video. There's going to be a lot of interesting things. It sounds, of course, like something out of a completely fantastic novel. People cut off all their genitals to turn into a pathetic imitation of the opposite sex. Society pushes them to do this, as I understand it, right? Their disturbed psyche is what pushed them and started all of this. Maybe their psyche is disturbed by those who upset it. Well, at least, so to speak, something happened to their psyche. And this is intensified by the despair from realizing what a terrible tragedy they have brought upon themselves, either as a result of taking medication to transition from one personality, entity, or state to another, or the despair is so deep that they develop a desire for revenge, and to take revenge through destruction, through killing. Moreover, the more brutal it is, the more people suffer, the better. Continued. Charlie Kirk started talking about strange coincidences in a number of mass murders, shootings, killings, like lately in the last, year, maybe a year and a half. What if most of these crimes started to involve transgender people, and they make up 0.27% of the country's population? But they commit a huge number. Literally half of these kinds of mass murders were done by them. And almost half, 7 I think, 6 out of 7 out of 16, or maybe 7 out of 16. I can't remember exactly right now. Yeah, that's it. Charlie became target number 1 for this web of sick and confused people trapped in hatred and self-destruction. And the world, damn it, they still killed him, damn it.
Annie, damn it. The alleged killer will be charged tomorrow since he won't cooperate with investigators.
For those who don't know, on the roof where the shots were fired, they found a screwdriver with the fingerprints of the very person who is now, as they say, suspected. And the rifle that was used to shoot was carefully wiped down and then wrapped in the very towel with the ideological killer's traces, which he used to wipe it. In addition, his message was found in the Discopolis chat. He proudly said that he would soon have the chance to take out Charlie Kirk. And then, 2 or 3 hours after the murder itself, he addressed the group, which had 20 people in it, saying that he was asking for their forgiveness, but he had to go turn himself in. From what I understand, it's because his photos appeared on television. Don Bongino is from the FBI. The first deputy director of the FBI confirmed that there was a conspiracy. Many participants, confirmation of preparation. And yes, these were the ones who voted for Biden and Kamala, who hated Trump and his voters, and they were part of the militarized wing of the Democratic Party. With Antifa and possibly Black Lives Matter, they share many common roots. Here's what the widow of Charlotte Kirk, Erika Kirk, said.
Erika Kirk, 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 Kirk. Continuing. I heard testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families. That's the most important thing, the most important thing. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. Killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, of God's merciful love. They should all know this. If you thought my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. Have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country, this world. You have no idea. Have no idea. The fire that you have ignited within this wife. Cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. The fall campus tour will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. Radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. In a world of chaos and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. It will ring out louder and more clearly than ever.
In more than 20 countries, there have been rallies and marches in honor of Charlie Burke, and in America, there will be changes. Ladies and gentlemen,
the nation has had enough.
The nation is fed up. We're tired of open. Open? Groundless calls for violence. Calls for violence. We are tired of the celebration and glorification of violence, whether it's Luigi, or whoever the next transgender killer is. Major music performers and celebrities begged the shooter who shot Trump in the head with a bullet.
Thank God it wasn't fatal. Aim better. They did it publicly.
We forget that we've already been through this. 14 months ago.
With the president.
Trump. They've already shown us who they are. Will we believe them?
They are demons to the overwhelming majority of Americans. That's why I have this map hanging on my wall. Because we live in a country that is the center of the right. Our nation, by its structure, is center-right. The only way the left could change this is, of course, through open borders. A massive influx of people who will steal our voice and then atomize what makes America, America.
What does this actually do? What does this show?
The majority of this country,
Infected.
they see themselves as independent, not identifying with any group.
When surveys are conducted, there is a huge group of 50, 60, 70, 100,000 people who say, I'm just kind of independent, not a Republican and not a Democrat.
These people, whether they like it or not, are center-right. That's why the country looks this way and why President Trump won 90% of United States counties. Yes, President Trump won the popular vote in all 7 swing states. More importantly, he won 90% of the country's territory. An astonishing number.
Charlie Kirk defeated feminism. He defeated many of the we who have corrupted and ruined so much of our youth. He did it peacefully.
He did it with peace. He
Was unstoppable.
A cultural force. His veneration proved it. But what's the point? The point is that you take this agent of peace and you
Kill him?
the whole world sees it. Billions of people have now seen it all over the world.
Those hundreds of thousands of Americans, those millions
Of Americans who
Consider themselves the center.
They watch this and say, why?
And what are they witnessing?
So it's that our side doesn't cause riots, doesn't set fires, doesn't kill. They don't loot, they pray. That's nice. Our side kneels and prays, organizes and mobilizes, peacefully sings songs and delivers eulogies. That's what they witness. They see it and say, wow, what a spiritual and beautiful response to this terrible thing. Then they look left, and what do they see?
Motionless. Sunken.
Maniacal Monique.
Celebrating this death, foaming at the mouth of this death.
The contrast between ideologies today couldn't be more striking.
Over the weekend, we learned a lot about the alleged killer in the Charlie Kirk murder case.
A man who reportedly was dating a transgender person and is at least somewhat inclined toward leftist views.
And I say this because just because this person was dating someone, we don't know the political preferences of this suspect. However, considering that their roommate hates conservatives and Christians, friends and other people who know the alleged killer said that he is the only leftist person in the family.
We have reports from people outside the family claiming that he held leftist views.
And contextual evidence.
If you're dating a transgender person, you're probably not a conservative, but that alone doesn't mean you're completely leftist. That's why I try to be careful, because I want to give you the best and most honest assessment.
This person was leftist. To what extent, that's a matter of debate.
But you wouldn't claim that a Make America Great Again conservative or a groyper lives with and dates a trans person, but that's exactly what the left is doing right now. They claim that the killer of Charlie Kirk is actually far right, and they use fake images created in Photoshop, fake news, and also lie about what Charlie Kirk said using fake quotes.
Because they're in a panic.
The left has filled the space with so much disinformation and doctored information as if they're trying to protect their base from the harsh reality that this is a death cult.
The left, the factories of lies, urgently started producing hundreds of fakes that supposedly confirm that Charlie was killed by his own Republicans. Here, take a look at this.
An account with 5 million followers on X posts a fake photo of the suspect, Taylor Robinson, in a Trump t-shirt and quietly adds the real photo in the threads. The fake photo, which wasn't deleted, gets 400,000 views in an hour. This image spreads across my Facebook page. This person in the Trump t-shirt is fake. They photoshopped it because they're degenerates and malicious.
And I feel sorry for the people who are now saying, you should be united.
What I saw, I have never called for breaking ties with anyone because of politics. But to celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk, to call for the death of others, including me, mind you, and to fill the space with fake images and lies.
Sorry, but a line has been crossed.
Now, for the left, crossing the line was expressing an opinion they didn't like.
And I'm not exaggerating.
Cancel culture is trending and widely discussed.
The left, they would attack you if they found your old tweet or old post where you said something inappropriate.
The right goes against you when you call for the death of conservatives and dance on the grave of someone who was just killed.
Maybe the left.
Why are they doing this? Because they realized what they have done. What kind of giant did they awaken with Charlie's death, with Charlie's murder? Continuation.
What happens when more than 1 million people fill the streets of a city waving flags, chanting names, and demanding their country back? What happens when the establishment's worst nightmare becomes reality, when ordinary citizens rise up and refuse to stay silent?
Well, this weekend, the world found out.
The Unite the Kingdom rally over the weekend brought together the cream of British citizens from all corners of the United Kingdom in the city of London.
Video footage showed crowds stretching literally for miles, standing shoulder to shoulder throughout the city, united by a single message: we are here to challenge liberal tyranny and defend our homeland.
And this was happening in London, not even at home, but in Europe, because of Charlie Kirk. Thanks to him, to be continued. The leftists were not only spreading fakes on the internet, they were also shouting with joy and sharing this joy on social media. Most American companies, when they hire someone, have employees sign a contract stating that they cannot discredit the company in the eyes of the public, and they cannot support violence or aggression. That's why thousands of teachers, healthcare workers, and airline pilots were immediately fired after posts on the internet where it was easy to see and find out that the author of the publication works at a college, at a school, flies as a passenger plane pilot, or as a healthcare worker. Svoboda's words. By the First Amendment, I mean it does not apply to the relationship between employers and employees if the contract specifies what behavior can be grounds for dismissal. In addition, the killing of a civilian with well, let's say with a political motive, yes. That's terrorism, and supporting terrorism is punishable in the United States.
Just the last 72 hours. Tens of thousands of radical leftists who actually thought they could celebrate a political assassination online with impunity are now finding themselves suddenly unemployed.
They've all been fired.
In fact, the aftermath of Charlie's assassination has triggered what some are calling the largest coordinated firing spree in American history.
What started as a joyful celebration of a man's murder by the left has turned into a nationwide purge that is destroying careers, taking away livelihoods, and exposing the true face of liberal hatred for everyone across the country.
The most horrible, shameful, disgusting people in
The planet who
were happy about Charlie's murder are being fired, and their number is growing every hour.
This is just the beginning. And that's because at any moment, a searchable database will be released, exposing more than 50,000 leftists who celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk,
With their names and employers listed, which means that many people will soon be fired. And we haven't seen anything yet. The search
Archive will be
will go after these radicals
forever. Imagine from this moment on, subtitles by Dima Torzak. Every time your future employer checks who you are, your call to kill the right pops up on their screen. Your joy that a father and 2 children were killed. Subtitles created by Dima Torzak.
Subtitles by Dima Torzak.
Subtitles created by Dima Torzak.
Can you even imagine that in the United States of America, a lot of people were cheering when a person was killed? He didn't attack their children, didn't steal from them, didn't rob anyone, didn't push drugs in schools. He traveled to universities and held debates, discussions, exchanges of opinions. That ended up being the scariest thing for them. Here they are, the ones who jumped for joy when Charlie was killed, and now they don't know why it's their turn. So now what? Where is a poor peasant supposed to go?
What are you supposed to do when you get fired?
Just accept it. Just take it like a man. I'm unemployed. What am I supposed to do now?
Should I go home and do nothing? Guys, what should I do? Seriously, what do you do when you get fired?
Well, I don't feel any sympathy for her. Go sweep floors or wash dishes in restaurants or go dig ditches. I also washed dishes, dug ditches, and sold refrigerators at an electronics store. Nothing bad happened.
What is the next step you're looking for?
Obviously, you are looking for a job.
but I don't have any income right now. I spent my last
$300 on a parking ticket. It's my fault. I really put it off for a while. It was a $30 parking ticket, but it grew to $300.
I don't want to talk about it, but what am I supposed to do, guys? Oh,
God, this is...
You know, when they say that once you reach a certain point in adulthood, it doesn't really bring any pleasure. I'm not sure who claimed adulthood is enjoyable.
But, like...
What about my gas?
I don't have enough for gas.
Guys, oh my God, what is this? I can't do this. I have to do this for the rest of my life.
Like, I can't, what should I do, guys?
Please, someone give financial advice. Oh my God.
Or let her go to Russia or to Ukraine. They hate Trump and Kirk there just like she does, and they'll give her a job. By the way, she could go to the front on either side. If she doesn't lose an arm or a leg, she could make some money there.
And this week, with a new website dedicated to exposing all these lunatics across the country who thought this was a good thing.
And the idea of posting their celebrations of Charlie's murder. This scene you just saw will be repeated again and again and again.
And do you know how many teachers and professors danced and sang joyful songs about Kirk finally being killed and regretted that the shooter missed Trump?
More than 30 teachers and so-called educators across America were fired, suspended, or investigated for publicly celebrating Charlie's death.
And here's FBI Director Kash Patel.
Together in the house of the suspect and his partner.
But since then, we've learned that the note, although it was destroyed, we found forensic evidence of the note and confirmed what it said, thanks to our aggressive stance during FBI interrogations.
Go Taylor Robinson was letting his friends and people who participate in these Discord chats know that he was going to take out Charlie Kirk, that he was planning it.
Now, this group of Charlie Kirk haters, they hate Charlie Kirk. They get together. They discuss all of this.
We also now learn from Director Patel, as well as from President Trump, I'll get to that in a minute, that they were able to find these groups and intercept messages and texts.
Let me bring up this issue and share it with you now. By making another point about forensics, we were able to obtain the chain of text messages between the suspect and his partner, as well as other critical information in record time.
Cellular data from our team, which analyzes cell tower data in the area to determine the location of the suspect and other individuals he communicated with.
This is important information that the FBI processed and passed on to prosecutors so they could legally use it in court.
In an American court, you can't use evidence that was obtained illegally. That's why, slowly and by the book, it's the only way to get a conviction in court.
His family told investigators that he held leftist views, especially in the last couple of years.
And he exchanged text messages.
He is a suspect along with another person in which he claimed that he had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for. These are the exact findings from the FBI investigation, which we gave to local and federal authorities to decide on prosecution.
But I believe that in this case, which has such public significance, the public has a right to know that...
Let me explain. 5 weeks before Kirk arrived at the University of Utah, his murder was being planned and discussed. President Trump said, "This is a broad network and investigation."
Which organizations on the left flank do you plan to investigate? And you talked about this last week.
Wait, she asked which left flank organizations might be connected. Do you plan to...
investigate? Let's see.
They are already under investigation, which will be announced.
On
At the highest level, all possible resources have been deployed. Where are they?
Ready to kill another person? Leftist propaganda.
Actually starts even before kindergarten, in books for little kids who don't understand anything yet. And you
see this from the earliest years, right? In entertainment, in education, and even on social media.
It's a kind of preparation for people. What would you do if baby Hitler was there? Would you kill him?
They implant these thoughts and use sophisticated tools to undermine the values parents try to instill in their children.
One method they began using in the United States in 1966 is called values clarification.
This actually lays the groundwork for what we're seeing here.
Combining this with complex information causes atrocities. They told young people this and did it to me in school.
Hey, you're on a ship. Your ship is sinking, and now there are 11 of you in the lifeboat, but the capacity is only 10. So who are you going to kill? Who will you sacrifice for the others to survive? That's what they're doing.
They claim they can undo in 15 minutes what parents taught their child over 15 years. What's going on?
Child,
says my
parents are idiots.
My pastor is a fool.
The Bible must be fake, since here it's supposedly moral and ethical to kill whom?
And so, thou shalt not kill must be nonsense. So for
a split second,
they managed to change the whole world of the child. And once you reach the point where you no longer understand that killing is wrong, that killing is evil, even of people you disagree with,
only one step remains, saying, maybe I'll kill this guy because he's a Nazi, a fascist, or disagrees with me.
Let's see.
How the left does it, here's how.
The fight against fascism looks. Try to prevent
the spread of lawlessness
and the fascist chaos that was unleashed against us. So when
we call Donald Trump a fascist, and fascism is significant. Of fascism, this is
the unification of racism.
Prejudices, a form of Russian nationalism. This is.
We are now living under a fascist dictatorship. We are concerned about the possible
rise of fascism in this country. We worry our democracy could fall to authoritarian or even fascist rule, not only
to submit to the will of Donald Trump, but also to destroy our democracy by allowing him to seize the country like a fascist dictator. When fascism
isn't just approaching, it's here, the former chairman
of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to the core."
After that,
it's easy to convince slightly unstable, depressed people that they're suffering because these fascists have taken over and are ruining our lives. Let's get rid of them and life will become wonderful and will honor you as a hero and liberator. I am
in a difficult situation. Between, on the one hand, the desire to honor his legacy of unity through debate and coming together to reduce tension, and, on the other hand, the desire to honor his legacy of truthfulness. And the truth is, this is not a matter of both sides. The killer murdered him, according to police reports, because he believed that Charlie Kirk was spreading hate. This opinion is shared by all prominent Democrats. Yes, there are people on Blue Sky calling for violence, but in reality, the cause of this was the completely ordinary, absolutely widespread demonization of political opposition from the left. Well said.
And rightly so, absolutely right. The murder of Charlie became one of 6 murders and mass shootings committed by transgender people. Audrey Hale killed 6 people at a school in Nashville, claiming she wanted to kill all white children. She was transgender. Neither my parents nor society understood me. Robin Westman killed 2 children and injured 21 at a school in Minneapolis. Before that, he wrote a manifesto. It was him who was transforming into. So, on the way, while it was happening, he wrote the manifesto. He said that he hates Trump, white people, and especially children. What's with the children, huh? Mackin, That means at a school in Colorado, supposedly because he was bullied, but actually because they refused to call her he. I want all the students at my school to feel, he wrote, the pain that I have felt in my life. That is, I feel bad, and I will make others feel bad too. He or she killed 1 student and wounded 8. Snogi Mosley. I don't even know if that's a real name or if it's some made-up story, is it? Well, Mosley, that's obviously a last name, I guess. Snogi, I've never heard that name before. He was born a man and cut off everything he could, killed 3 at Rite Aid, that's a pharmacy, and wounded 3 more. Taylor Robinson, the one on trial for killing Kirk, lived with a transgender partner who was in the process of transitioning from male to female. And the partner is telling everything, spilling everything they know to the FBI. And the FBI found out that there are chats on Discord and other places where information is exchanged. Killers are being prepared, and these murders are being planned. Messages appeared in the chat saying, something wonderful will happen on September 10th. Wait for it. It will be a great joy. I want to
dedicate this to the next absolute piece of shit from the human race. Because if you speak up, you'll get beaten up. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, you piece of shit. One idiot!
He's a scumbag, sure, but what about the people in the hall shouting? Hooray when the scumbag shouts to them, sings. Well, it's not very clear if he's shouting or singing that Charles Kirk was killed. The audience is filled with delight. No wonder more than half of leftists think that killing someone for their views is okay, but firing someone for their views is fascism. Wait, let me
pull myself together. My name is Luna. I'm an activist and a teacher. I teach 4th grade in Florida. This year has already been so hard because of everything Ron DeSantis is making me do, like teaching math. Currently, I'm on administrative leave, and my principal told me that I most likely won't be returning to the classroom just because I celebrated the death of a misogynistic, racist, xenophobic fascist. To be clear, all I did was post a video of myself dancing and saying he got what he deserved while pouring out a beer. I was also wearing a t-shirt with an image of the moment he died, and then I said that his kids would be better off without him. Honestly, it's not that bad. They're taking away my free speech. And just think, I had at least 7 lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer plus students in my class, and I know they need me. It's just so unfair. I mean,
firing her is unfair, but leaving Charlie's 2 kids without a father is okay. She was just dancing, shouting, hooray! She says that Kirk was killed. She was just celebrating, that's all, holding a bottle of beer in her hand. She teaches 4th grade kids. What do you think she's teaching them there? And how is it that up to 40% of American high school graduates can't tell what they've read after reading it? But they definitely know that Trump is a fascist. Today is Monday.
September 15th. And the FBI confirms that more than 20 additional people are now under investigation for possible prior knowledge of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And this lady's...
Gentleman is just the first 20. The thread goes much wider and further. Stay tuned for new updates as soon as something comes up. To be continued, I promise to tell you immediately. See you. See ya.